of the things, like we've done a number of these events, as you know, this is our 11th if you include all the charity makeovers, but this is our third one with 42 here. And one of the things is like we have this awesome, like I know it's a fire hose, I know these days are just absolutely like crazy, like your brain just feels like it's melting, and I get it. But like think about what we just accomplished today. Like, do you guys think we could go from 0 at 10 a.m. this morning to where you're at now? Like it's pretty incredible, right? Like we have come an insane distance. So this is just like proof positive that when you get the right people in the room and we have a good way to like coordinate, that we can accomplish insane things in a single day. And I hope it doesn't end here because you guys have started something that could potentially have like very profound impact. Remember that visualization exercise we did first thing in the morning? It's like, think of those potential beneficiaries of what you have made, and hopefully that is like the emotional fuel that brings you back and keeps you wanting to work on this. And so I just want to quickly show you how this can continue beyond today. So I have spent literally since Christmas on this building what I think is the missing piece to make this all work. And so we now have a trading platform. So all you guys, when you registered for to come to the event, you created an account. So you have this. You can go in here and you can see, you hit this little card, this is your admin, so this is your dashboard where you can see, you can edit your profile, you can add skills here. Here you can set the communication frequency, so you can say, look, I only want to hear from Problematic once a week, or maybe daily max, 1 email a day. Or maybe I want communications in real time. I want to get things, like as things happen, I want it in real time. So you can throttle the frequency, in other words. You can subscribe to whatever you want, whatever things you want to hear about, and this will respect your preferences. And so hopefully at a minimum, like people will leave that on and get notified when we do another event, when there's activity on your project. This is what's exciting though, guys. So you are going to tonight receive offers, and I'll introduce them in a minute, but we have 5 impact investors here who are going to be putting real money towards the projects and making you offers. And so this is the first time we've ever attempted this. At the last event, we did this with poker chips. The people that were here will remember we actually had like physical poker chips. And so we had this whole like gamified economy and cap tables and whatnot. It's all now handled via the app. And so, you will, I've already briefed the team leaders so they know how this works, but you will, in your trades for the project, you'll get basically a handful of offers, hopefully. Now don't take offense if you don't get an offer. Like, I realize this is insane to come as far as we did in a day, and so don't feel bad if you get 0 offers. That isn't an indictment of your team or your progress or anything other than you're probably too early and there's probably some flaws with it. So the goal here though is they're going to give you some constructive feedback. They're going to listen to your pitch. You have 5 minutes to pitch. They're going to give you 5 minutes of Q&A, and then we're going to break for about 10, 15 minutes max, and they're going to make offers. And then you're going to have the opportunity to either accept or reject those offers. And team leaders, you can accept multiple offers if you get multiple offers. It's up to you. This is all, this is in flux. This may go back and forth for 5 minutes. Like if you reject the offer, they may want to use that capital to make an offer to a different team. So if you didn't get an offer in the first round, just wait a minute, it may come back. So we're going to see how this goes. We'll cap it. So we're starting now, call it 6:45. Pitches should run, 10 minutes each, 4 pitches, 40 minutes. So we should be done with this at 7:45. Offers done. Hopefully we have a winner by 8 o'clock. Okay? And I know that you have to go, like some people have some hard stops, you gotta go. So it's all good. If you gotta leave, I'll let you know how it turns out and how you did. But the good news is all this system now exists, you guys. Team leaders can make bounties. You can go do deliverables after the event. We can meet up in coffee shops. Like I have built this intentionally in a way that hopefully these projects will live on after today and they won't evaporate. So, okay? So all that being said, I think I've got everyone's deck. G-rate, yes, I've got your deck as well. And yeah, so we should be good. So do we have anyone who would like to go first? Because I will pick. All right,
we can start since it's already done.
Okay, all right, so without any further ado, please welcome G-Rate.
switch this slide?
Yeah, I can switch them, just let me know.
Okay. All right. That's, first of all, thank you for being here. It's crazy to see that like now on the screen. Yeah, I'm Nina Simon. This is Ruben, and we're here to answer all your questions. So, we have built up an idea called G-Rate. So, what we are a web solution and community platform that fosters conscious, sustainable consumer choices. This includes user recommendations, sustainable business, and expert solutions. Okay, so if you just look up the term sustainability, you will see an increasement of 37% in Google over the last 5 years. And not only that, we found studies that record that 68% of all consumers are willing to pay more for sustainable choices. Okay. Okay, so when we talk about sustainability in our solution, what do we really talk about? We talk about waste reduction. We talk about sourcing legally. We talk about using organic and/or NGO ingredients. We're talking about energy efficiency. And we talk about social responsibility. All this is covered by the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals that you can look up. So there you see that we are on a mission. We have to achieve these targets. They're there for a reason. So let's see how this could work out. So our mission is helping consumers to make better sustainable choices. So when I tell you this, I'm going to ask you a question right now. So let's say you want to have an ice cream right now. What you would like to do? How you would get an ice cream right now?
I would Google ice cream.
Okay. You would Google ice cream places?
I would open maps.
You would open Google Maps?
I would
And then?
walk to the supermarket.
You would walk to the supermarket? Okay. So you would basically open Google Maps, you would walk to the next possible solution in order to get your ice cream. Okay. So, when you are right now wanting to have your ice cream, are you in awareness, in a consideration, or in a decision-making stage? What would you say? Consideration? Decision-making, because it's maybe right now, you want right now your ice cream. Okay? So you see, first of all, there's not much time for us to influence your decision. And second of all, I have a good note for you. With our solution, we cover all of these 3 stages. Because we are all in one. And how does this work? Well, we want to develop a Chrome extension that basically works like a sustainability filter on top of your Google Maps. Okay? How does this look like? Like this, with a sustainability star rating. So you open your maps, you look for ice cream places, and you prioritize already your sustainable options. Go back, please. And what are the advantages of our solution? It's local, it's seamless, and it's community fostered. How does this community fostered look like? Well, we are backed up with a community platform that shows you also business stories, okay? We want to know the story behind every business. We want to see a full profile, so you find a full overview of in which areas of sustainability this business is maybe doing really well. Maybe you didn't know that they have 0 waste. You can look this up. And last but not least, you're part of a community. So you are able to give feedback, and you are able to grow, and you're able to grow your expert status. So everyone here can contribute, and you can find expert opinions. And physically, how this would look like? Well, we are planning on implementing QR codes that you will find maybe through an API connection in the menu directly in the booking system, or physically on the menu or on the counter. So maybe you're already there eating your ice cream, and then you wonder, I don't know how they handle this waste, or it's pretty cool that I can eat the whole cone of my ice cream, so you can look it up, right?
10 seconds.
Well, and then over time, because this is the power here of the community, over time we build up your sustainability profile, and you always would know, you always know when to make your best sustainable choice. Business model, we are B2C freemium, and we're planning eventually in the future to make money with user personalization. Let's say you're vegan, you only want to see vegan options. And our team capabilities, why we're great, is we're so diverse. We have experience in business development, in UI, UX, community marketing, backend development, and in data research. So that's why we're a great team, and thank you for listening.
So now 5 minutes for Q&A. Who would like to start?
And we are also more team members, so maybe they can come as well.
Started that.
I noticed before the event starts. Don't just have 5 minutes for all the answers. Don't forget. Question?
No, I think it's very nice. I like it very much. I'm not sure about, just looking into Google. Maybe you should be looking into every kind of search.
We can't hear you.
Yeah. It's not for you, it's for them, but I will try to raise my voice now. So I like very much the idea. It's very nice, and I was just thinking that if you're focused 100% on Google, then it's dangerous because Google can just start doing it and then it disappear. And also I don't know how easy it is to jump on top of Google. I don't know exactly that, but I think if it's a tool that works in different platforms, then it could be an interesting project. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Hi guys, so I'm Ben. I've got a quick question. So who are your competitors in this space, and what are they doing at the moment, and what do you see as like the driver for consumers to actually submit this data?
Yeah. Does someone want to answer, or should I say something?
You can go.
Okay, so
It's for Ruben.
You can start.
Go on, Ruben.
No, there is an app named Epica or something, but they are not so similar, and the experience is not so good. And we want to have a lot of content and curated content and instructional content in our platform, so we can engage all these people, and they give us data, they consume our data. Yeah.
yeah, so right now they're not really direct competitors. You have like maybe TripAdvisor, but they focus on a more holistic approach, not on a sustainable one. And also you have other competitors that, for example, Happy Cow. It's an application where you find vegan and vegetarian options. But the big advantage here, and that's why we want to connect it also to Google, is we have no friction. It's basically one click, and then you can go out and you don't have to worry about, do I make a sustainable decision, yes or no? Because even in the times you don't have time to really reflect on where you go, you will make a sustainable decision.
Okay. How do you ensure that those reviews from the consumers are valid?
Good point. So we have been looking into that. We found a blockchain solution. It's a protocol. My blockchain expert who helped me with that, it's called, it has a strange name, but it exists. So basically it's already used, for example, from Amazon and stuff, to verify the feedback that is coming. And we are planning on implementing it, for example, in the process of the QR codes that we leave in the restaurant and so on, so that every feedback that is recorded is checked automatically and verified that it's a real person, that it's not duplicated, and it can also be delivered anonymously because not all of us want to appear on Google. Right?
Why a Google Chrome extension? And since most of the times people are looking for something, they are, on the streets, they are, not on the desktop situation. So.
Well, if you consult our website, you can see the map, and on the map you very likely will have that extension incorporated there. What you can see with the extension that we're going to have on the desktop. And the extension is actually quite easier to do for us because we have technicians and they say they can do it, so it's like, let's do it.
Can we also Microsoft Edge and stuff? I think it's a matter of you create it once and then you just adapt it to different interfaces. I think the main point is to hit it off of the ground.
How are you, what is it you're trying to do? Are you trying to make a social impact and do good, or are you trying to make money, or I don't understand your ultimate purpose.
Well, the ultimate purpose is that we incentivize consumers to make better sustainable choices. So it's definitely an impact solution, and that's why our revenue model or whatever is behind is not very present, because we are here for impact.
So are you going to be a profitable operation, or are you going to depend on investors?
Well, we believe that we can be profitable, but it will definitely take up more time. But we have some ideas on how to save time in the very beginning to get far with less investment. Maybe you want to say something.
Why you guys?
Yeah.
Why you? Who? Like, how come?
Well, we have a bit of everything, and when the project gets traction, we get better people than us.
And
But we think we can get traction.
could you also tell me, as a consumer, which on the menu is more sustainable than something else? Like, for example, if I get a little salad, and then if I get a huge steak, it doesn't have the same sort of carbon impact. Is that something that you plan on targeting as well?
We want to open the discussion a lot on it. So if you see education, we have like a TV show on it, like people can create their own content. It's more about open the discussion, because there is some topics about what is sustainable in the restaurant, and I want everyone to agree on it and discuss it more.
But we are not here to judge. We're just here on fostering more sustainable choices. So this is the main goal. We're not an institute, so we have otherwise we would have deal with plenty of data. We always have to actualize it all the time, and this is maybe not our job at this moment. It's more about opening discussion and small steps, right?
Okay, we got it. Thank you, G-Ray. Let's have Lift Me Up next. All right, please welcome Lift Me Up. Okay, whenever you're ready.
Hey, Jessica.
Alright, hi guys again. My name is Hannah, this is Jeff, and we're here to present you the app Lift Me Up. So, did you know that young students, we're talking adult-wise, report 65 of these people report having a poor mental health, whereas only 15% of these people seek professional therapy. Even just Portugal is even among the top 3 countries report having a poor mental health or having the highest depression rates. So even though one could say that we currently are in a mental health renaissance, I think we all can agree that we're still stuck in a mental health crisis for now. So, why is that? For now, in Europe, especially here in Portugal, there is still a huge stigma around mental health. So, especially young people, they don't maybe admit that they have a real mental health issue or that they need someone they want to talk to. So they don't have access to easy, cheap, or convenient therapy sessions. And then on the other side, we've got the aspiring psychology students that are desperately looking for experience in the job market. So here's where our app comes into play. So our vision is to reduce the stigma around mental health and empower more young people to improve their mental well-being. So our goal is to support these young people by connecting them with the so-called talk buddies. And we want to be the go-to app for these young people if they feel the need to talk to any kinds of mental health or emotional weaknesses. So we want to provide a peer-to-peer solution. So on the one side, we've got the user that is going to go into the app and has quick, fast and easy access to the counseling session, because you can just easily schedule a video call either immediately if it's like an emergency case, or you can schedule it for a meeting at some point in the future. And then on the other side, we've got the talk buddy, who will receive valuable experience in the job market, and you can also receive a little donation if the user was satisfied with the session. So we want to qualify the talk buddy by giving them an intensive training and onboarding program. So at the end, they will receive a certificate, so the user also knows that the talk buddy is like an eligible person to talk to when it actually comes to your mental weaknesses. So, if you go to the next slide, what we learned from the user testing is that we definitely need more technical expertise to build the app. Then we also need psychology expertise to, for one, create a training program, and then also legal advice, because we know that we are handling quite sensitive data and information about each individual. And how do we also want to apply other user feedback that we got? So we want to start small and then scale bigger. So that's why we are starting with the novel faculty here in Lisbon. So we want to use these psychology students as a test market, and then also target other students at Nova or surrounding universities to be the users. And then we want to build the credibility by approaching maybe COOF, the Nova Psychology Department, and other mental health institutions. And what else we need to do is to motivate the students to actually use it. Because as I said, there's still a huge stigma around mental health, so we have to break down the barriers and to approach young people so they feel that they are able to use the app.
So yeah, this is our prototype, and first and foremost, we are using an app because it's always reachable, but all that functionality is also available as a website, so we have as little friction as possible, because that's a really important step for us. So yeah, once you open the app, you can either get help or offer yourself, offer help yourself to anybody in need. And the important thing here is either way you don't have a create an account just yet, so we have as little friction as possible. So if you are a client, so a student looking into getting help for yourself, then you can, if you're like in kind of emergency situation, you have a panic attack, I don't know, if you like really need some help, you have a count now button where you can get help right away. And if your situation is not as urgent, so you can just schedule a meeting for a later time, filtering by the professional, by the buddy you want, and schedule.
Okay. Cool.
Alright, so we've got a very big group, so if you want to
maybe come on. This stage caves in, you guys this was not planned for. Alright, you guys have 5 minutes for questions, whoever would like to start.
Yeah, so we were discussing about how we're starting maybe this way so it's faster.
Okay.
So I just wanted to finish in relation to them and also bring to you, which is, I think nowadays, especially in this moment we're living, you should be looking into putting AI into the solutions. I haven't seen it there, which I think AI is going to disrupt totally search, and it's also going to disrupt for sure relations. So I think it's always a good layer when you're looking into funding and building an interesting project. In relation to this, I think that it's a little bit, I feel it's a bit dangerous if you're talking into mental health and at the same time talking about getting other people that you don't know giving you feedback. There are a lot of options already in the market in terms of competition. I know at least one of the founders of Zen Club, I don't know if you guys know, which is where you can just buy consultancy online for mental health with professionals, because I think mental health is, of course, a massive problem, but at the same time it's something very delicate. So, imagine if you get the wrong guy on the other side, it could be very dangerous. And nowadays there are a lot of people that are talking about ChatGPT and working on it for mental health. So maybe you can introduce a layer of AI with feedback or build just a special AI on mental health, and I think that could be interesting, and that's my feedback. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Would you like to give comments or just?
So that was more feedback. Did anyone have a question for this?
I was wondering, since you're starting in Nova and it's your first market, like, do you even need to have an app at the very beginning, and can you just have sort of a posting of like try basically to match these people in real life, and then you can kind of see how that goes as a very small scale experiment without having to build all the technology, and then see like, okay, we have built this with just people on pen and paper, and then people like it or
Yeah,
not.
I think that we can start by sending just an email with an Excel file, and they will get the links for the therapies, the sessions. We don't want to call them therapy because, like, coming back to your feedback maybe, we don't want to call ourselves like giving medical advice. It's more the professional friend that you're talking to. Yes, I think in the first place it would be enough to do the user testing before creating the app, just by using, I don't know, emails or Teams.
Also, have you seen the TV show Sex Education? It just makes me think about this.
The thing with the app is going to be that it's going through a process. So you're taking the user on a journey from beginning to end. So you've got that safeguarding in process. So they set out the terms and conditions of exactly what they're going to receive. So that's why you set up the app, wasn't it, in the beginning, rather than just sending an email, which just kind of leaves it open to a lot of, like you say about safeguarding and making it dangerous. But if you have a process to take someone through, that was the reason why the app was there, to safeguard the user and the person who's delivering as a talk buddy to the student. Yeah.
Yeah, I think experimentation-wise, it would be enough to start without the app, but like to have the entire user experience. Of course, it helps to keep the user engaged, to give them feedback. So I mean, the feedback is going to be vice versa, and then they also can communicate via the app. So we want to implement a lot of more options that are, of course, not available if we just do the testing at Nova.
And to fulfill our vision in reaching as a broader audience as we can, the app plays a big role in like reducing the amount of friction the client has.
Yeah, did you guys try to validate if universities would actually be willing to, sponsor or pay for the service instead of the students or the users, as a service to their students?
Yeah, we were actually thinking about we want to first approach Nova because we're studying at Nova. So we're already in contact with the psychology department, and they're already quite interested in it. So we have to discuss with them like what they're willing to pay for it. Maybe it's actually just to cover for the training that the psychology students are undertaking. Then we can especially approach psychology faculties, and they can maybe incentivize their students to do the onboarding and the training. So that's what we need to figure out. How much are the universities also willing to fund this project?
Thanks.
Because at Nova, for example, we also have counselors, but there's a waiting list of like 60 people, and it takes months to get an appointment. So that's why we came up with the idea to make it faster.
That's great. Thank you.
New ways of questions and feedback. Not for the next. New ways the opportunity of having half of the questions and the feedback.
Sorry.
By having wrong answers.
Oh.
This is not for the next stage. Okay. Not for discussion.
All right. So you guys, before we get there, I realize I did not have our team judges. So let's be 30 seconds, and I just throw maybe 7 dots into say who you are, background, 30 seconds max.
So, hi, I'm John. Last job in the real world, vice president of the merger and acquisition group by Thompson, it's now Thomson Reuters. So, in the last 25 years, I've worked solely with startups. That includes being a member of the board of directors of the Silicon Valley Association of Startup Entrepreneurs. Ben is with a really interesting organization.
Hi guys, I'm Ben. So I moved to Portugal 4 years ago, started a incubator called Demian. We launched 22 startups in 18 months, and then following that, I'm now the founder of a company called Check First. So we help collect data in a very frictionless way, and I'm also part of a fund called Fueled Capital.
I'm Mathieu. I spent in my career in Ballard for over 12 years, and now I'm in Portugal, and I'm doing
Hi, my name is Domingos, and I founded first technology live streaming, and then I found this pitch into advertising group, but now there's a focus on social impact, and I started a company called Code for All, software developer, and also has software and computer science. And I've had basically, and now I have a small private, and I'm also very interested in partnering. I'm building a small field education and impact.
He has the highest house in
Okay, so I'm co-founder of at the time, one of the biggest startup accelerators here in Lisbon called Ideathon. I've also founded a conference called Problemattic, also explosive, and it's coming back in real life this year. So it's in October.
Cool. And his son provided the beer.
Yeah,
it's
not
here,
this
some
one.
more craft beer. Yeah, it's child labor laws or something. Yeah, there's some delicious beer that you can sample, homebrewed, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
This one's sampled it though.
Yeah, not this one. Yeah, that one.
All right, cool. All right, so with that, thank you, judges, by the way, for donating 2 hours of your evening. We really appreciate it. So with that, how about Brian's team? Where's Coil at?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, you're ready.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to present Going. It's group convos that open minds. You can go to the next slide. So imagine the following scenario. And like a lot of us, we are in early 20s, late 20s, early 30s, and we moved to Lisbon. Now, it's very difficult to engage in deep conversations, to make new friends, to people who are like-minded, right? You go on dating apps, you go on meetups, and always the same fucking questions. How old are you? What do you do? What brings you here? Yada, yada, yada. At some point you get tired of it. You go on 10 dates a week, 15, whatever. Might be a bit high there. But you struggle with actual, deep, meaningful conversations. Which you moved countries, you thought, okay, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna connect with people who are like me, but it's very hard to find. Sean is doing a great job, by the way, in facilitating that, as a side note. And a lot of people feel stuck in their social bubble, and it's hard to break out of it. So that is a scenario, keep that in mind. Next one. Now, why is that a problem? Well, first of all, the first problem we face is it is harder to make connections. A lot of people just don't like small talk. What is your favorite color? What is your favorite food? Like, can we skip to the things that actually really connects us? What are your youth traumas? Like, what did you fuck up last week? What is something you changed your mind upon recently? Then the second problem is loneliness. During the pandemic, a lot of people were lonely. They worked from home, they didn't have any social interactions, and it's very hard to actually foster your social skills while you're at home. The third problem is polarizations. This is a stat from Netherlands because it's the highest one, but we also have Brazil, USA, Belgium, Germany, where that can be applied, which is polarization. You see things on the news and you think that the whole world is bad. But then actually, when you bring it on a granular level, you talk to the people around you, you actually see that no one is actually far left, far right, and that most people actually agree to a lot of things. The use case here would be is that Julia, in this case, she would come to a new city and she would go to Meetup and she would see Coin.
Alright, so what Coin is? Coin is a platform that allows curious people like Julia to be able to meet and to have group conversations. The next one? Yeah. So how would Coin do that? Basically, by using our app, where you go in and you pick a topic you like, that you might be interested in, and fill out a personality test that in the end will give you a kind of a schema like this that defines your conversation style and everything. And with that, you can match with people who have more or less the same style as you. Then after that, you will be able to participate in real-life conversations. Can you have the next one, please? Yeah, all right. So, imagine, by giving your time and your presence to people, you're getting the possibility to expand your perspective and expand your horizons on your thoughts and on your state of mind in general. Can you have the next one, please? So, how Julia would benefit from that? Basically, from getting another perspective from her thoughts that she already has, maybe enlarging them, challenging her own truth, and confronting her bias. Also, giving her the ability to learn how to connect, to talk to people, and also, more importantly, to listen. And also bringing her more emotional intelligence. Can you have the next one? All right. And also, erasing polarization. As we would rather exchange than trying to agree and to force our opinion in other people, also trying to humanize all this process of connecting and exchanging with people. And I think this is one of our most important value. And next one. And for this project, we would need to, for accomplishing it, to have a first real life event to be able to prove it, like this event, for example. And for that, we would need a venue sponsored for drinks to be able to make the connecting more easy and more chill than a formal one. Also participation and mentorship. Can we have the next one? And by this event, we proved that us, our team, and also many teams that came from random strangers, we met together to solve some problems, ended up in a really concise and cohesive team and mindset to be able to solve problems. And that's the beauty of that. So thank you for my team for helping for the realizing this, and thank you for it.
Can we get the team over here?
Yes.
Your timing was perfect. You guys nailed it on the dot there. All right, 5 minutes for questions. When you're ready.
So I thought your presentation to us a couple hours ago was a lot easier to understand. It seemed to me that at that point you were closing in on a very well-organized presentation. I thought that what I heard here was much less organized and harder to understand. So whereas I would have said you were possibly the best team a couple hours ago, I would say that's no longer true.
Thank you, Simon. So, question. So, who out of the team is committed to making this happen?
All of us.
Okay. And who do you see as your different competitors in this space?
Can I?
Yeah.
So we've been looking at this and discussing it. There were obviously a lot of competitors on Meetup. We even discussed things like Tinder and Bumble. For different purposes, but people use it for all types of things. And those are the first ones because we were obviously thinking from online to offline connections and to develop relationships. But there really isn't, while those may solve like one-to-one connections, we're looking to develop a 1 to 10 connection, right? Twitter is 1 to 1 million, right, perhaps, but there's really no space for somebody to connect to 10 to maybe 12 people can have deep, meaningful discussions. Not necessarily debates, but just to understand what a bunch of other people are thinking around one cohesive topic.
Nice. And just one tip, I've never heard anyone swear on stage, and I've seen 2,000, 3,000 pictures. Just, I think you can find other words to use, just for your, I mean, I don't care at all, but I'm just for your future.
Okay, two questions. The first one is, how do you deal with abuse, like I show up and I'm a crazy guy? And the second one is, how do you plan to make money if you plan to make money?
So with the abuse issue, we're considering the importance of having a strong group dynamic. We're going to have these 6 to 10 to 12 people in the room to check each other. That's primarily one key thing. The other one is we're going to have a conversation guide there who's going to follow the ethics and the guidelines. We'll train them up a little bit. And then thirdly, there will be a feedback session at the end of it. So if there is somebody who's disruptive, they'll have to be phased out over time. And hopefully the group will coalesce around that. Right? So it does take time.
Is it for profit, and yes or no?
So we're still so early in that. I don't think we have a solid decision on how do we make money yet. There's obviously a lot of ways to do that, but first we want to see if it is valid. So step by step.
Thank you.
I think for me, I would ask what I've asked others before here. Do you really need to build an app to prove this concept? And can you actually use one of something that may appear like a competitor like Meetup, but just to kind of see does the spark work, and then maybe later on.
Yes. So we were thinking, we were thinking of a combination of Google Forms just to collect some data, do that survey, and get a bunch of people who are interested in that. And then also, we did say in the pitch, just in text, that we would use Meetup to bring people into it and just to test it. It's an easy way to do it, right?
It's the first stage, and then obviously you need to profile people. If you want to have it sustainable, you want to profile them first, and then you bring them to a conversation. And Meetups does not offer that kind of possibility.
I think it's a nice concept, and needs a lot of work. So I still have, the explanation was a bit tough. So I would look into defining better, really, an easy way to explain the concept and then start selling and see what happens. Nice people challenge. A lot of challenges, but it's an interesting thing. I think it's really a progress.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's really easy to prototype. Sean, can you just go back one slide to the ask? Just on the ask. So you're asking for venue, sponsor, participation, and mentorship. Well, and sponsor the drinks, okay? That's easy. Venue, I think that'll be easy to find. So it's really easy to prototype the concept. Really strongly.
I think I can offer a venue.
So you have a venue.
I think you guys did really well on timing as well. Good work.
Thank you. All right, and our last group, come up. You just tell me.
All right. Hi, everyone. So, have you ever thought about if there is an easy way to make a positive impact on your health and your environment? Have you ever wanted to make your city more walkable, more livable, and less congested? So, at Step Up, we thought about the same question, and we wanted to make a positive impact with incremental changes without rebuilding the city, without changing infrastructure, and adding on top of your daily routine. So, Step Up is an app that rewards you, rewards your daily walks with points that you can redeem for discounts and freebies at your favorite local sustainable stores. So how it works is Step Up will automatically track your steps and your walks, and it will convert your distance and walking into points that you can then redeem at stores near you. What's even better is that you can meet other people in your local area, other like-minded sustainability people in your local area, and organize grouped walks, interest groups to go on these challenges together. So we don't have a presentation, but we have a quick prototype, and I'll just ask Sean to play a recorded version of it, so I'll talk you through the core features and offerings of this app. So this is the dashboard. So you will see your points as the central focal point. This is a map that shows local businesses near you that you can walk to claim perks and rewards. And then this is the social feature where you're able to join groups such as dog workers in your area, or if you're a new mom, or if you want to join a walking meditation with somebody. You can also organize and join challenges such as history walks or puzzle walks. And then finally, there's a reward page where you can check out all the rewards available to be claimed, and businesses near you, and perks that you can already claim with your wallets, within your wallet. So we have tested this this quick prototype on a few users, and we've gotten very positive feedback overall. We have incorporated some suggestions about making the perks more inclusive for everyone, so people who don't want discounts or people who don't want more stuff. So expanding that offering to people who just want to participate and to be rewarded as a member of the community. We also thought about including people with mobility issues such as senior citizens and people with disability. So one idea to incorporate next is to add requests for assisted walks, so people can who are able to walk can go to an older neighbor and help them on the walk. So the business model is going to be focused on partnerships. So we will find local partners. We will drive users to the store. So it's going to be focused on user acquisition for this sustainable businesses so that they can get more exposure and visibility. I think that's it. Yeah.
What's your ask? What's your ask?
$1 million. So our ask is for you to feedback on the viability of this business model, things we can improve, and also investment.
So I thought that this presentation came together better than any of the other presentations I've heard tonight. I think you did a great job of extending what I heard earlier and packaging it together very well.
Thank you.
I would suggest that if you had stood back next to the screen, you could have pointed to it without putting your back to so much of the audience, which would have been a good idea, especially if the investor was over there.
Yeah.
But I thought it came together very well, so good job.
Thank you.
Have you guys heard of Sweatcoin?
Yes. Yes. It's one of our references.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and both of them.
Yes.
My other thing was, I mean, I'll let Matt say the same question because I completely agree. I've launched over 20 apps on the App Store. Very tricky to just launch an app. I've made the mistake many times. So consider other things. I'll let Matt give better advice on that. What's your killer feature? What's going to really get people involved? You've got a lot of different things going on. So.
Yeah, I think, well, for us, like our team, right now we feel most motivated by the social feature. to meet people on our walks, actually. I mean, the monetization or like the monetary rewards are a big part of this, but it feels to us that the intrinsic reward is stronger than the extrinsic ones. So like being able to meet whoever is interested in certain kind of coffee walks, or just have someone to talk to, kind of reminds us like COVID times, not like the actual quarantine, but like just the connection that we have from joining someone else on a walk.
And also with the map features, you can easily spot where the sustainable, like local shops, they are part of this network.
Discovery
So
phase.
discover page, so you don't have to spend hours in research. You can have it in one app based on your core values and where you want to spend your money.
So you're going to make a partnership with you, I think. Okay, anyway, so, congratulations, I agree with John. It's a great improvement since the first conversation. The question is, what is your core target at the launch moment? And how do you plan to reach them?
Yeah, speak for the team, but you can correct me. We think the primary target are tech, like professional workers who are too busy to exercise. Secondary market are people with dogs, because they already walk. They already walk and they already do this.
And how do you plan to reach them?
We thought about having like community events where we close community events where there are like streets close up where we bring the local shops. They're taking part of the network to like present their products, to like engage and create awareness of why they're doing this and bring them on into the platform.
Another way to acquire users and businesses is to give business some like badge that can display. So kind of like how TripAdvisor had that like sticker in a store. So we give this stores the stickers to put on their counters, so like you can scan a QR code to redeem your points, and then at the point, at that juncture, they will have to sign up to earn points.
Thank you for this presentation. That's cool. I think you kind of answered that by answering questions. But at first, it was kind of missing why are you building this? So you kind of said it's the social thing we're excited for. But at the beginning, for me, it was a bit confused of like, is it to walk more? Is it to have more walkable cities? Or is it for the social part? And I think like it was kind of for me missing like this is why we need this.
Yeah. What can I walk you through like the entire journey? We wanted to make this more walkable. The policies and infrastructure problems around it are just long-term, stubborn problems we can't solve. So what is the starting point we can do today to drive behavioral change that doesn't involve revamping everything in a very large-scale campaign? So this is the thing that we think we can do now that is incentivizing enough for people to join as a movement. In the long run, I think this can lead to things like less cars, like less.
The app was full of.
I think it's very nice. I don't have much to say than just really in general to all the groups that I think you should simplify your storytelling, because everybody understands, normally the message very fast. So a few words, but strong ones that define exactly what you want to do and let us go through the process and then understand the final. I think it's easier sometimes because we don't get confused. I mean, most, all of the presentations, I think they were confusing moments, and then we start thinking about the confusion instead of focusing on the presentation.
Yeah.
But I think the social part of it is very nice. I think it's the most interesting part of it. And but yes, it's a challenge to activate.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. All right, so what's going to happen now, just to recap. So these 4 teams are competing for investment. It's a nominal amount of money we're talking about, but the good thing is the team that comes up with the highest valuation, we're going to break. It's 7:30 now, so we're going to break for probably 5-10 minutes. They're going to make their offers, and then there's going to be, they're going to have the opportunity to accept, and there'll be a back and forth, and then by probably like 7:50, we should hopefully have a winner. And then whoever wins this, we're actually next Saturday, going to build the winning project. I've got donated development labor. We have Pro-No Coders has donated 2 of their developers, so we're actually going to build whichever project wins. And you guys, this is exciting. This is where we can make it real. And the whole idea of this event is like, can we go from 0 to something real and actually have impact? So, all right. So we're going to take 10 minutes. We'll be back, and then we'll announce the winner. Thank you so much.